He came in wearing a torn shirt and a straw hat, mocked by the whole branch. Laughter filled the air until two officials walked in and called him Mr. CEO. What happened next changed the bank forever. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments, what time is it and where are you watching from? Let's start. The bank door slid open and Otis Cade, 73, stepped inside. He wasn't flashy. A straw hat sat low on his head, his plaid overshirt frayed at the cuffs, a white tee beneath it, torn small at the chest. His jeans were patched, his belt worn. He held a thin envelope and an old passbook as if they were all he owned. At the counter stood Harlan Vega, the young manager, navy suit pressed sharp, red tie, bright. He spotted Otis and smirked before the man even spoke. Otis set the envelope down. "I'd like to close this account and cash this check." Harlan didn't touch the papers. His eyes scanned Otis up and down, slow, deliberate. Then he chuckled. "Close an account?" his voice carried. "Sir, you sure there's anything in it to close?" The teller beside him, Maya in a mustard blouse, laughed nervously. Behind the glass, two clerks leaned forward in their chairs, grinning. A third covered her mouth, but couldn't hide the shake of her shoulders. The laughter spread like fire in dry grass. Otis stayed still. "That's not your concern. Just process it." "Process it," Harlan repeated, mocking the tone. "You walk in here with holes in your shirt and dirt on your jeans, and you want us to treat you like a priority customer?" He turned, gesturing to his staff. "Take a look, everyone. He thinks this is his bank." The clerks chuckled louder. One even slapped the desk. Otis lifted his head. "I didn't come here to entertain you. I came for service." "You'll get service," Harlan said, leaning forward, smile widening. "But service costs." "And for men like you," he pointed at Otis's chest, "it costs double." The words landed heavy. Maya laughed again, this time openly. The clerks behind the glass burst into full chuckles. Customers in line shifted, uneasy, but no one spoke. The room had become a stage, and Otis the punchline. He pressed his palm on the counter. "Double? For what?" "For wasting my time," Harlan shot back. "For walking in here with pennies and acting like a shareholder. If you have a balance, old man, you'll pay double. That's my rule." Otis's jaw tightened. His voice stayed even. "Show it to me." In writing, Harlan spread his arms. "My word is writing enough." "No," Otis said firmly. "Your word is cruelty." The laughter rolled again, all around him now. Maya covering her mouth, the clerks shaking their heads, Harlan chuckling hardest of all. "Do you hear yourself?" Harlan said. "You sound like you think you're somebody." "You? With that shirt? With that hat? You're nobody here." Otis leaned forward. His voice sharpened just enough to cut through the noise. "A nobody who's asking for his own money." "And you're denying it." Harlan tapped the counter hard. "That's right. Denied, unless you pay double." Final Otis looked at him, then at each laughing face. He spoke slowly, clear enough for the whole room. "I'll remember your names." His eyes landed on each badge in turn. Every one of them. The laughter thinned. Unease flickered for a second. "I'll wait," Otis added, "for the person in charge." "You're looking at him!" Harlan barked louder, desperate to keep the crowd with him. "This is my branch." "My rules." Otis nodded once. "Then this branch is in trouble." He reached into his pocket. The guards tensed, but all he produced was an old flip phone. He opened it, pressed one button, and spoke calmly. "Yes, I'm here. It's happening exactly as you said." Come now." He snapped it shut, set it on the counter, and folded his hands. Harlan laughed again, though it rang thinner now. "What, you calling your farm hands? Your cousins? Going to storm the place with pitchforks?" The staff snickered, following his lead. Otis didn't respond. He stood quiet, still, letting the mockery echo off the walls. Then the glass doors opened. 2 figures in sleek suits stepped inside, carrying folders. They scanned the lobby, bypassed Harlan without a glance, and walked straight to Otis. Silence crushed the lobby. The laughter that had filled the air seconds earlier vanished like smoke. Harlan Vega, still leaning on the counter, froze mid-smirk. His hand twitched as the 2 suits stopped directly in front of Otis Cade. "Mr. Cade," the man said, shaking his hand firmly. "Regional Director Wallace. This is Compliance Officer Ellis. We're here to welcome you to the branch. Congratulations on your appointment." Gasps rippled through the lobby. Maya's face drained of color. The clerks in the glass offices sat back in their chairs, stiff as statues. Harlan stammered. "Appointment? What appointment?" Otis turned his calm gaze on him. "The board made their decision this morning. Interim Chief Executive Officer, I came here first, before any press release, to see how this branch treats its people." Maya's hand trembled as she set down her pen. "CEO?" she whispered. "Yes," Wallace said firmly, "and this entire exchange has been witnessed, documented, recorded on surveillance. Compliance will handle the details." Otis tapped his envelope and slid it open for the first time. Inside was a crisp badge with his name printed beneath the title. He clipped it slowly to his plaid shirt, the torn white tee still visible beneath. The badge gleamed under the lobby lights, undeniable. Harlan's throat bobbed. He forced a laugh that no one joined. "Mr. Cade, sir, Enough!" Otis cut him short. His voice wasn't raised, but it carried like a hammer. "You mocked me before this entire room. You told me I would pay double because of how I look. Tell me, would you have said the same if I wore a suit?" Harlan opened his mouth, shut it again, no words coming. "Answer!" Otis demanded. "No, sir," Harlan muttered. Otis turned to Maya, then to the clerks behind the glass. You all laughed. You watched a man humiliated and joined in. Was it funny? Maya's eyes watered. "No, sir." "Then why?" Otis pressed. "Because," her voice cracked, "because he's my boss. If I didn't laugh, he would punish me." Otis studied her, then nodded once. "Fear makes cowards, but fear doesn't excuse cruelty." Wallace stepped forward. "Mr. Cade, would you like us to remove staff now?" Otis raised a hand. "Not yet." He looked directly at Harlan. "You said my word wasn't enough. That your policy ruled this branch. Now you'll follow mine." He straightened, his straw hat still shadowing his eyes, but his presence towering. "From this moment forward, no customer is mocked for their clothes, their accent, or the balance in their account. Respect is not a luxury here. It's the price of keeping this job." The words hit like a verdict. "Compliance will issue suspensions," Wallace added. "Mr. Vega, you'll leave this branch today under escort. HR will determine your future. Clerks, written warnings." Training mandatory. Harlan's jaw worked soundlessly. Security stepped closer, waiting. His red tie looked strangled against his pale skin. "Take him," Otis said quietly. The guards moved. Harlan tried to protest, but the customers who had watched everything were shaking their heads, murmuring. A boy pointed and whispered, "That's what he gets." His mother didn't hush him this time. As Harlan was led out, Otis turned back to the counter. He placed his check down again. Now, cash it." Properly, Maya wiped her eyes, nodded quickly, and began the process. Her hand shook, but she didn't falter. She counted carefully, slid the bills across with both palms, and whispered, "I'm sorry, Mr. Cade." "Don't say it to me," Otis replied. He gestured toward the waiting line. "Say it to them." Every customer who stood here and watched Maya face the lobby, voice trembling, "I'm sorry for laughing." "It won't happen again." The customers nodded. The tension eased, if only slightly. Otis picked up the cash, then his passbook. He looked at Wallace. "Post new signage. Clear, simple fees, no hidden charges, and bring me weekly reports. I want this branch to be the example, not the shame." "Yes, sir," Wallace said. Otis slipped the envelope under his arm, nodded once to Maya, and turned to leave. But at the door he stopped, looked back, and said, "Remember this. When a customer has a balance, we don't charge double. We double our respect." The words lingered in the air long after he stepped into the daylight. Inside, no one laughed. Not anymore. If this story shocked you, hit like to support it. Tell us in the comments, have you ever been judged by your appearance? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories where the underdog rises and respect is earned.